Hello, my beautiful twin flames, and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get right into your twin flame reading. Let's see what the energies are that are surrounding your connection, what's been going on. Let's gain insight into your twin flame connection. Hope you guys are all doing amazing. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords and we have the Eight of Wands. So the Ace of Swords, I love aces because aces are about beautiful new beginnings. And I feel like even on a planetary whole, we're kind of like going through a lot of restructuring. We're going through a lot of major upheaval because it is coming to an end of a cycle, beginning with a new cycle. And swords are about communication. So no longer are the days where we could get by without communicating, where we could get by without really expressing our truth or revealing our truth. So I really get the sense that with everything going on in the world and in the planet, you and your twin flame are no longer able to hold back your truth. The truth of how you feel about one another, the truth about your situation, the truth about your connection. So I feel like there is this like pushing desire to really speak your truth, to really reveal your truest innermost self. And along with that, it can be very scary. It can be very uncertain. We never know how our communication is going to be received. We never know what the outcome is, if we are going to be flat out rejected. So it's like there's a lot on the line when it comes to revealing truth, revealing your true feelings and how you really feel. So I do get the sense with the Ace, because it's for a new beginning, that your connection will no longer be able to get by on how you were in the past with one another. It's like you want to say one thing, but all of a sudden you just find your words, you're saying something different. You're being more true to who you are and how you feel. So this new beginning is amazing, because it might feel like a bit sticky at first, and it's just like growing pains. With anything new comes like breakdowns and figuring out how to make it better. But this is a whole new beginning, especially in terms of communicating. So I want to say the energy that is surrounding your connection and in general doesn't allow us to speak untruths. The energy surrounding us on the planet no longer allow for lies. And if those lies do manage to come out, they will be rectified. Like the truth will be known, whether that's by admission or by you finding out, or just knowing what the real truth is. You are now walking lie detectors. And that is really why there is this new sense of communication, because you can tell when somebody's not speaking their truth. You can feel it. You can see it in their face. You can see it in their body language. You can hear it in the tone of their voice. You are a truth detector, but also a lie detector. So this is amazing, because it's going to help you and your twin flame cut through the BS and be able to deal with the circumstances of that, or the consequences. My apologies. It's my daughter's work phone when she works from home. So it's in the office area. So we have no way of turning off the paging system. Today she's working from the office. So she's not here, but I still hear their pages all day long. So my apologies. That's what happens when I do readings down here. Even in my personal readings, we hear these pages all the time, these announcements, and it was just funny because it's about clearing out. Anyway, so let's get back on track. So this is really like cutting out the BS and dealing with the consequences of no more BS. There's not going to be any more BS because you're going to speak your truth. They're going to speak the truth. The truth shall be known. There's no more hiding from one another or your feelings. You know how your twin flame feels about you, whether they say it or not. So it could be like they're going to refrain from communicating, but like we can't suppress communication anymore. The energies won't allow it. And this is being mirrored in our world. Truths can no longer be suppressed. Truths are coming out left, right, and center. The truth is coming out for you. And you're going to detect how your twin flame really is, even if you're in contact or not. I mean, like, even if you're not in contact, you'll be able to detect what is the truth when it comes to them and how they feel. So that is amazing. Just keep in mind that a lot of the times you know the truth, but then you question it because you're like, how would I know this? How do I really know what my twin flame is thinking or feeling? And that's normal to question. But know that this is a new level of communication, and it's like telepathy. You have that ability. You've always had this ability. It's just many are not aware of it, but it's that gut feeling, like you know what your twin flame feels or what they're up to, and vice versa. So if you're going through something or you're going through some changes or shifts, they pick up on that and they'll reach out to you. So I just find like this is really powerful in speaking our truth, how we really feel. And pretty soon, twin flames will not be able to hold back their truth from one another. So that is amazing. It's like a whole new way of being just on the planet. We are going to be able to speak our truth and not be worried about being condemned for the truth. We do have that courage now, that bravery to speak the truth. With the Eight of Wands, this is like fast-moving energy. This is like a message that's going to be delivered all of a sudden, or like an event that triggers some great news for you when it comes to your connection. So finding out how they really feel about you, whether it's news from afar or from someone else, or them finally having the courage to speak their truth to you. This all is the energy on the planet now to bring twin flames together, because twin flames are stubborn, don't want to change, don't want to go with the flow. So every day the universe is intervening and helping twin flames. Come on, you can do it. Really to connect once again without fear. Be in a state of love and unconditional love and forgiveness. A lot of it is like still holding on to some resentment. So you're going to find that sometimes in our minds, we want justice, we don't want to give in to love because what someone else did to us is unacceptable. But you're going to find that your mind can hold on to it, but your heart can't, because the universe is intervening and the energies are like helping us to heal our heart. So we can't hold on to those grudges and those resentments. You know, we can't do that anymore. The energies don't allow it. So let's continue on with how you're doing on your journey. How are you doing when it comes to your twin flame? How are you doing? We have the 8 of Pentacles, and we have the Emperor. I just got this energy of like stern energy. So there's still part of you that doesn't want to give in completely. It's empowerment, but it all depends on where you are in terms of your heart. Where are you in terms of healing the past, forgiving your twin flame for all your previous past lives together. So there is still some wanting to be right and making your twin flame wrong for why things fell apart, for why you're in separation. There is still some of that, but I feel like that's lifting. It's a very powerful energy. I want to say it's the divine masculine energy. So the way you're viewing your twin flame, you're awakening again to the truth. And you may be struggling with seeing their higher self, as opposed to seeing them through your ego and seeing them through a filter of like their lower self. There is still that transition I feel that's happening of you seeing them for their true essence of their higher self. You're transitioning, so sometimes you'll see them in their lower self, and then sometimes you remember them in their higher self. So there is that still going back and forth, and your mind is trying to convince you that they're still the same, they haven't changed, they will never change. But the truth is coming out as being seeing them in their true light, seeing them in alignment with their higher self. Because as you come into alignment with your higher self, as you continue to heal and let go of resentment, you will see your twin flame in their highest self, in their true light. So with the 8 of Pentacles, I want to say like you're not, you're really getting on with your life. You're not waiting by the window. You're not waiting by your phone. You're not waiting. I feel like you're transitioning out of expecting that they're going to show up and be there for you. I feel like those days are gone, and you're really focusing on yourself in a sense, like you're moving on with your life. You're putting yourself out there. You're working on things that that make you happy, that bring you joy. Do you find it's hard to sit on the floor? So you're improving your skills in some way. You're working at something that gives you enjoyment or that you're really good at. So it's like you're not waiting around like, okay, when's my twin flame going to show up? You're moving on. And that's amazing, because the more we do that, the more we come into alignment with who we truly are, which inevitably leads you to union with your true love. So I love this for you because this is like a win for you. This is success for you with something that you're working on, or an area of your life that may have been needing your focus and attention, this is a beautiful win for you. This is indicating like being recognized for what you're really good at, or for you recognizing who you really are and what you bring to the table. This is about you valuing what you bring to the table, because there's no one else like you out there that can do it the way you can, that brings to the table what you bring. Only you can do that. And because you're seeing it, people in your reality see it. People see you in your true light because you see your true light. You see everything that you are. I mean, we aren't just light, we are light and dark, but that's the whole thing. Like, we're embracing it all. The light and the dark. We don't have to pretend anymore to just be one thing. We can embrace our flaws, we can embrace our mistakes, and we can wear them like badges, like we learned from our mistakes, and we are now proud of who we've become. So excellent. I love this vibe that I'm getting from the 8 of Pentacles for you, because you are being recognized. And the beautiful thing about it is that it's because you see it yourself. You see it within yourself, how amazing you are. And when people see it around you, it's just a reflection of you recognizing within yourself. So when it comes to your connection, it's still there for you. You're not as attached to it as you once were. There was a time where you just thought that, that was it. Like, if you couldn't have your twin flame connection, then there was nothing else. But now you've done so much more in your life. You've accomplished so much more. You're completely different from who you were back then. The twin flame connection for you is still there. You're transitioning out of how you used to be when you relate to the connection, because you're completely different now. You're transformed, you're evolved, you're more healed than ever. So it's just a matter of, okay, on a mental level, I gotta just sweep out the cobwebs of how I used to see my twin flame as being someone who is an aggressor, or being someone who is just wanting to hurt. But that's not the truth. It may have seemed that way, but we've evolved so much further than that truth. That is not our truth anymore. We are no longer victims to our circumstances. We are more empowered, which is really the energy of the Emperor. Someone who is empowered, who knows who they are. So you're transitioning beautifully. There still may feel like days where there's hiccups and challenges and obstacles, but you're handling them like no problem, because you're different now. The way you see things, it's just like literally like dusting yourself off. Like, yeah, I mean, this is no problem. I got this. So that is amazing. I'm loving your vibe. Let's see how your twin flame is doing. How's your twin flame doing on this connection, on your twin flame connection, on the twin flame journey? So this one, let's take one more, and this one. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Justice card. They're still passionate for you. The more passionate they are for you, the more they shy away from the connection. It's like they don't want to get sucked into this passion and love and romance, because most of the time that's what we run away from sometimes when we don't feel like we deserve it. So I feel like when it comes to your twin flame, they're coming more into balance. You see the scales with the Justice card? They're coming more into balance, but they're still dealing with clearing their karma. Because oftentimes if someone is running, it's because they're not wanting to face the music. They're not wanting to face the consequences of their choices and decisions. They're not ready to face their own emotions. They're not ready to learn their lessons if they're still running. So because they're still running, that means they haven't really completely learned what they're supposed to learn. And that's okay. The universe is like eternally patient, but will always give us opportunity. There will always be opportunity to choose to receive what is being given, choose to learn the lesson that is being given to us. So they too are having to deal with themselves, deal with the consequences of their choices. So the more they are awakening to this passion for you, to this passionate love that is growing within them. See this volcano? It's like about to erupt if it hasn't already. I don't have my glasses on. So there's this growing passion, there's this growing love that cannot be denied. Like you can't ignore a volcano, no matter where you hide. That thing's a volcano. So they're having to deal with their growing, I heard devotion. They're having to deal with their own, like how they're feeling, passionate, romantic, devotion, their own devotion to you, to love. They're waking up to that, and things are balancing. They are being shown what they have to do. The scales are balancing, and it's always, 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 always in the favor of love and union. That is pretty much our grandest purpose, is to come back into union with who we are, come back into union with Source. And that means Source is love. So they are making their way back to Source. Some may still be kicking and screaming and not wanting to give in, but the universe is like, no. You're getting into union, being gentle and patient. Meanwhile, the universe is placing within them this volcanic activity that if they don't follow their heart, if they don't follow their passion, their longing, their devotion to love and to you, they're going to explode. Or is it implode? Either way, can't be good, right? So the scales are balancing in the favor of love. So that means yay for you watching, because it's in your favor. If within your heart is pure love for your twin flame, it's absolute that you will come into union. So be sure to clear out any old resentments towards them, because the universe is helping both of you to come back to Source, to come back to love. And yeah, people are going to kick and scream and no, I don't deserve love. How could I possibly deserve love? But like we said with the Ace of Swords, the truth is being revealed. Only truth can be spoken. And the truth is, we are all love. We are all made of unconditional love. So by kicking and screaming and fighting it, that's just gonna, make it harder for the individual. So just go with the flow, go with love, go with forgiveness, because we can't fight that. We're powerful, but we can't fight love. We just can't. We're not built to. We can try and hide from it and fight it with our ego and fears. But the universe is like, oh, there. That's okay. That's the experience that you chose. But let's bring you back to love. Okay, so what's next? So where they're at and what are their love messages to you? I'm just using tarot today because I couldn't grab my other decks of cards. So what are their love messages? And then we'll do guidance and then what's coming up for you. Love messages from your twin flame. Love messages from your twin flame. Okay. Love messages from your twin flame. We have the Strength card. We have the World card. We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, like their love messages for you are off the charts. Like these are major arcana cards, which is like major energy. We have the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So that's in your favor. They're like, these are all messages in your favor. So if you have ever disbelieved, now is the time to believe, because they want the world for you. They want to experience what you want to experience with them in terms of love, in terms of connection, in terms of intimacy, in terms of happily ever after. Sorry, my leg is asleep. Yeah, the world also means like traveling the world. You could be traveling the world together, or they could be traveling back to you. They're saying, I'm coming home. They're saying, I want this with you. The World card is a card of fulfillment. They're saying, I want to feel this love of fulfillment with you. Because I've searched high and low in my travels around the world, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find what I had with you. And I'm coming home now because there's nowhere else to hide. There's nowhere else to go. I'm coming home. I'm coming home to you. So the Strength card, I love seeing the infinity symbol. So they're really acknowledging that you are there forever. They're saying, you are my forever. You know, I've been spending so much time fighting it. You see how the lion is like trying to fight it, and you're there like just trying to shut its mouth. But you're doing it lovingly. Your strength, they're saying, has withstood the test of time. They still feel your love. They want you to know that. They still feel your love that has always been there, despite them being like the beast, or being the opposer, or the difficult party, or the difficult one. But you've been there through it all, and they acknowledge that. They're like, you still love me? And you're like, I guess. No. You're saying, yes, darn it, I do. I don't know why, but I do. They want to make all your wishes come true. So when it comes to them, whatever you wanted to have with them, they are wanting to give to you. I really get the sense that, you know, with the Justice card, like, something's really opening up with them. You know, this volcanic activity. It's like opening their heart. They're like, I want everything that you want. I want to be in love just like you. I want to come home now. So on your end, you got to be open. You have to say, I welcome you home. You got to welcome them with open arms, because they are wanting what you have been wishing for. And you may even be like, well, I'm used to being okay now, and I'm used to things the way they are. But the union, love, be open to it. Be open to what they are, where they are, because they're en route home. They acknowledge how it hasn't been easy for you. They're like, I know I haven't been easy to deal with, but I love you for still being there for me and for trying to shut my mouth. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe you haven't been in communication, so you can't really do that. But the Eight of Wands is showing up again. So fast-moving energy. I want to say, like, for some of you, this is like happening soon. And they want you to kind of be expecting them. They're like, well, I'm going to be contacting you soon, so can you please be nice? Yeah, this is beautiful. What they're saying is really from their heart. It's the truth. I don't feel from their communication that anything is like undermining or underhanded or sneaky or manipulative. Like, this is all coming from the heart. So they're coming home. They want you to know, please be open to it. Please, be patient. Thank you for still loving me. And I want to give you the world. I want all our wishes to come true that we want. I love that. We haven't had a message like that in a long time. So that's amazing. So let's continue on with what is blocking your connection. How's your inner child doing when it comes to your connection? How is your inner child doing when it comes to your connection? So this just flew out. How's your inner child doing? Can we please have another card? Okay, so we have the King of Wands and we have the Two of Wands. Okay, your inner child is really getting the sense that your twin flame is near. So they can feel this partnership happening. So what I'm sensing is that a lot of fear is going to come up right as twin flames are about to come into union. Fears that will cause individuals to revert back to their old fears, revert back to resentment and anger. That's going to try to happen, but because of the energies on the planet, it's not the truth. So you're going to feel like you're being triggered, like your old fears and insecurities are going to come up. Like, no, I don't want my twin flame anymore. No, I'm better off without them. Nah, I don't want to get my heart broken. Like, all of these thoughts are going to come up because it's your inner child saying, do we really want this? Your inner child is fearing change, but your inner child can fear your inner child can feel your twin flame en route home. So your inner child, bless them, may try to bring in someone else that is interested in you, or that you are maybe currently with. They may, your inner child is trying to convince you in whatever way they can to maybe be with someone else and not your twin flame. So yeah, like, we gotta love our twin flame, but we gotta love our inner child, but our inner child also has within that energy an energy of manipulation, and that's more like from the inner teenager, like the rebel teenager that knows how to manipulate things to get what they want. It's not so much the inner child. Like, when it's these kind of energies, it's the inner teenager saying, well, I'm going to outsmart you. I'm going to make it so that you think you're happier with someone else. And they're going to convince you to stay with your third party or an ex or someone new and try to veer you off the twin flame journey. This is natural. This is normal. When our inner teenager is triggered with fear, the inner teenager will do whatever they can to divert danger. Your inner teenager is on danger alert from you having to experience something they've never experienced before, which is unconditional love, which is circumstances changing so that you can be with your twin flame. Your inner teenager is like, we're not having that. So your inner teenager, out of fear, will try to protect you and convince you to be with someone else, or be alone, or be preoccupied with a career or family or children or parents. Whatever the case is, there is this energy from the inner child, inner teenager, which is kind of a facade. It's like manipulating to not go back to your twin flame. Not to worry, again, because the truth of, the sword of truth is ever present in the world. We can no longer abide by actions that aren't in alignment with truth and love. So our inner teenager is going to still put up a fight, still going to try to protect these old ways that are in place, these old structures, but they can't exist anymore. They are falling away, and very quickly, which is causing the inner teenager to feel fear, which can cause us, all of us here, to feel anxious, to feel that fear, because the inner teenager is like worried for its survival. The inner teenager thinks, well, if these changes are happening, that means I'm going to be wiped out, or I'm no longer going to exist, or that's the death, the end. That's the end of the world. So it's like heightened anxiety, which is why the planet is also feeling this. So not to worry, again, because the truth, but how we deal with these emotions when we're in high alert, when we're high anxiety, when the inner teenager is fighting for its survival, the only thing we can do is come from a place of love and understanding and clarity. What's really going on? Why are we reverting back to our old ways? We have to see that it is from fear. It is fear of change. So it's very important to keep that in mind when you're experiencing these emotions, these triggers, these anxieties, these fears, insecurities that kind of are pulling us backwards. But again, it's not really pulling us backwards. It's more like sometimes when you think of like a bow and arrow or like a slingshot, you know how you got to pull it back and then bing, and then forward movement. And that's why we're getting all the 8 of Wands, because that's that forward momentum that's happening in the planet, on the planet, in the world. So, just really be present to your emotions. Allow them to pass through you. Do whatever you can to help deal with the emotions. I always recommend emotional freedom technique. EFT, which is where you tap on pressure acupuncture points to help release that emotion that's trapped in our cells, in our body. That's one way. Breathing exercises are amazing when you're feeling high anxiety, high alert. Breathing exercises, you can look them up online. There's a ton that are so helpful. Meditating, relaxing, getting enough sleep, eating on time. These are all ways to help you when your inner teenager is, trying, like in high alert, trying to manipulate things. And just to have unconditional love, because your inner teenager, your inner child is you. It's that part of you that is still stuck in the memory of the past of how you were hurt, heartbroken, betrayed, stabbed in the back, wounded, abandoned, rejected. Your inner teenager, inner child is that part of you that may still be stuck in that experience. So inner child healing is what I really specialize in, because I've gone through it. I'm still healing from my childhood, from my past. And that's why I've been guided to, provide these healings and share my own experience and knowledge of how to help you on this journey. So, these emotions are coming up constantly. It's all a matter of just maintaining to get back into balance, and we'll get through this storm of these changes that are happening so fast. So not to worry. Okay, did we say guidance? Guidance for you and what's coming up for you and your twin flame. Can you please receive guidance for you and your twin flame and what's coming up? I like to sing. Yeah. So 2 for guidance and 2 for the outcome. Wow, we have the World card again. We have 2 kings showing up. How amazing. And we have the Death card. So the Death card is a very powerful card, but never ever a card to be afraid of. Because really, the Death card is a card of transition. The Death card symbolizes a rebirth. So I want to say that is the message for you. Do not fear the end, because the end only means a brand new beginning, which is the very first card we had with the Ace of Swords. So don't fear the end. These are the end times. These are the end times even for your twin flame connection, because how it was in the past has crumbled and fell apart, which caused separation, which caused the death of your connection, but it's starting brand new. It's blossoming. Yeah, when you see, I just thought of this flower, this rose, amongst the debris and the death and the ashes, grows again and is rebirthed, rising phoenix from the ashes. So the universe is really saying, don't be afraid. Do whatever you can to rise above the fear and anxiety that you're going through, that's really going on collectively as a planet. But the more you take those matters into your own hands, if each of us took responsibility to maintain our own peace and well-being and harmony within, that would help the planet heal completely. If each one of us just did that every day. Okay, how am I doing? How do I get back into harmony? How do I get back into balance? How do I get back into alignment? Which, by the way, my course is available on how to do that. But if each of us just did that, we'd transform the planet. So the universe is saying, all you have to do is keep getting back into balance. Do whatever it takes that's not harmful to yourself or others, but do whatever it takes to bring yourself back into balance, bring yourself back into harmony. And I'm getting especially your thoughts. Now is no time for doubt. No doubt. Whenever you have one, say cancel, clear, delete. because whatever you think of, you are creating. So don't be afraid of the end times. Don't be afraid of your connection transitioning into something else, into a new kind of communication, into a new kind of telepathic knowing that you're so connected now more than ever due to the universe intervention. And again, we have the, okay, I thought it was a world card. This is the moon card. That's what happens when I don't wear my glasses. Yeah, it's the moon card. Yeah, so I want to say what's coming up for you in your connection is confirming what we said earlier. The truth shall be revealed. All truths. Whatever your twin flame is involved in is the truth of their situation, the truth of what their state of mind is, or where their affairs of the heart at are being revealed to them. It's like being revealed in a way that's really like this. It's like, hello. You know, it's like they can't see anything else but the truth and reality of their state of where their heart is. So the universe is saying, like, don't worry about them. They are being confronted and bombarded with love. And they're like having to deal with that. So be patient with them, be gentle with them, be gentle with yourself on this journey, because there is no right or wrong. You know, as readers, we just read the energy, but there's no right or wrong way. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different way of learning things. So there's not just one way, you know. Anything is possible. Anything is possible in your connection. Just choose it. Like, consciously choose it, because that's the possibility that you want. When you consciously choose it, that's what's going to happen and manifest for you. So I'm loving seeing the two kings. And these are, like, I like all the kings, but these two are my favorite. Because, you know, King of Cups, love and emotion. King of Wands, just passion and I want to say, like, being so empowered, being so in your power that nothing can stop you. So that is what's happening with your connection. Nothing can stop it. Only you can stop it, truthfully. Because if you really want it, and your twin flame really wants it, you're both on the same page, you're in alignment, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. That's why when we manifest things, like, sometimes well, pretty much, it never happens overnight. We have to get into the vibration. We have to be in the right vibration. We have to be in the right frame of mind. We have to be in the right state of affairs. What am I talking about? Be in that right space, in that heart space, to be open to that. So this is just a beautiful indication that, you know, it's happening no matter what. It's happening with or without you. But I will say this, be careful and make sure that you choose, because by not choosing, you're choosing a default, which may lead you in a different direction. It's not right or wrong. It's like when I was a kid, we had these readers that we would read from, and we get to pick the ending. That's where you are. You get to pick the end of this chapter. You get to choose how your twin flame connection ends up. So choose powerfully. Really take the time to go within and say, this is what I truly want. Be open to it, because your inner teenager may be convincing you of something else. Maybe your inner teenager can be concocting different scenarios and outcomes for you that you may never have thought of, because your inner teenager is quite creative. So they're going to come up with all kinds of creative ideas of everything you can have but your twin flame. And you know what? Sometimes that's what happens in life. But I will say this, because of the state of how our planet is now, the universe is supporting all twin flames to be in union. Because as we come into union, we come into more alignment with unconditional love, and that's what the world needs right now. The world needs twin flames to be in union, if not yet in a physical sense, be in alignment and union in the terms of unconditional love. Just be in a state of unconditional love for your twin flame, and everything else will work itself out. Our planet will heal. Everything will fall into place. So now more than ever is what I'm hearing, the planet needs you. The universe is doing whatever it can, whatever you're willing to let happen, opening your heart up, opening your twin flame's heart up. So receive it, receive the love, receive and surrender to this higher power of love that we have never yet experienced yet on the planet, because that's what's in store for us. We are meant to have all our wishes come true. We just have to consciously choose it, and choose it together, and not choose what we don't want. Let's together choose what we do want, which is abundance, peace, harmony, prosperity, wellness, optimum health, amazing love, amazing connection, fulfillment. Like, let's focus on what we want in our world, because together, when we're all focused on that, that is what will happen. The reason why our world was in the state of what it was in is because we were all unconsciously or by default choosing that, because that's all we knew. But we know better. You are a warrior of love. You were born for this. So that's amazing. I love this reading for you. Very powerful. I should use different decks more often so we can get different kinds of readings. But I really love this reading for you. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please message me so that I can do your personal twin flame reading to see where you're at, to see where your twin flame is at. Please purchase your Innerchild Healings to really help with your inner teenager. Kind of let go of, being afraid, for one thing. And message me for my 12-week online course. I have so many participants saying what they're getting out of it. And they're seeing dramatic changes. They're seeing shifts. Even the way they communicate with me, they're completely different. So I want that for all of you. I want that for all of us. So please do message me. It is an investment, but it is well worth the while, because it's just a tool to help us on this crazy journey. And I would love for you to experience any one of these services that I have, that I've created just for you, with you in mind, because I too am a twin flame, so I know where you're at. I'm right there with you. And so together we can do this. So again, thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you for sharing your time with me, your precious, precious time. I love every single one of you. You are precious to me. Without you, I would be talking to nobody. So thank you for being there and for allowing me to do what I enjoy and to be in service. It truly is an honor being of service in this way, so I thank you. So until next time, I'm wishing you all so much love and peace.